people, into tier 53 faction war. This is Estia Province and Eldar versus Orks of the blue Eldar team. We have Asmondeus with a Farseer support hero that fights in melee combat with some powerful buffs and control abilities alongside. HansMoleman is a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat with some powerful disruption and support. This is the Exarch's elite scheme. Gonna see him tangle with that Mekboy maybe? Nope, seems confused. Just go and jump on him and stop that cap. Rounding off the Eldar team is Ben 1993 with a Warp Spider Exarch, teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat, great for capping, harassing with some powerful control abilities too. Red Orky team, AK 3120 with a Kommando Nob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins ranged combat with a twin link shooter. Alongside here, Paino train with a Mekboy, teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. And rounding off the teams is Broodwich with a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. He's in trouble here though. Great job by Ben to bait out the stomp and gets the kill. Excellent work there, did not throw those banshees in haphazardly. Baited out the stomp, got the kill. Here's some support now from Paino, Traino, but also HansMoleman is here, so big 2v2 fight. More banshees entering the fray, and sluggers will just get demolished by them early on. They can have a lot of success here in these opening fights before, at least before weird boys pop up in tier 2. Warboss has been revived by the Mekboy, should be able to get away now. Lost the indicator for him though. And the Warp Spider helping out, tying up some shooter boys. And the east side being overrun. That wreck point was either never capped or has been decapped. Can they get the VP decapped or bash a little power? Here we go. Gonna get at least one generator down here. West side is turning red. Nope, they aren't capping. Looks like the Eldar are gonna take this actually. Commando runs away. Oh, the Farseer went down. Oh, she's alive. Amazing. 7 hit points over there. Must have had even less when she started running away. Electric armor's up for the mech. It does that. Electrocutes you up. Banshees have found him with no way to teleport, and now he's being knocked over. Looks like he's gonna escape though. There's some Daka to help him out. Warp Spider Exarch can't quite get the cap on wreck point. He did take down both of those generators though, so that's a pretty good little push there by the Eldar early game. Heavy gauge Death Spinner in action soon for the Warp Spider. Gonna mess with the Warboss, I suppose. And the Pain Boy is up. This guy can heal friendly Orc units with a heal over time. What's going on with his face? Just a rag. He's got a rag going on. Hide the boys and some sluggers. From AK, they dropped a couple of models though. Guide up over here. And some rangers from the Farseer. And now a shuriken cannon on the way. Here's Hans's banshees healing up in the old webway aura thing. The webway aura thing. Banshees here, maybe looking to get a flank going. There goes a Orc totem. What are they called? Warbanner? Yes. Warboss just hanging out over there. Kicking off on the west side. Immolates up from a flanking Warlock. That's painful. Now he's on retreat path. And might get a kill maybe. Yes, got a kill. Those guys did have big shooters. Meanwhile, the Farseer is tying up the Commando. Really nullifying what he can do when his twin link shooter is tied up like that. Warlock almost finished off these sluggers. Tries to get the destructor off, but can't quite finish him off. Dire Avengers there with the aspects. Meanwhile, east side, hitting back hard is Broodwich with some support, I think. Yeah, Paino Train has some stuff here. And they can, I think that's one generator and the node down. Those Banshees just hanging out, looking for a flanking opportunity when the Orcs are distracted from their front. Have to wait though. West side, also a bash. Lots of bashing early on. So I'd like to see. Broodwich, the Pain Boy's still up, and we have now one from AK. There's that shuriken though. And doesn't have much of an answer, AK, aside from just being sneaky, but Rangers are there to spot him, so might struggle there until tier 2. Unless we see Storm Boys as well, that would be a pretty insane tier 1 from AK. Full bash and a decap. This Mekboy is causing havoc now. Electric armor and a big shooter are doing a very good job on this side. Grenades easily dodged. Painboy is here for support. And Orks are not shifting. They should be trying to transition maybe towards this VP, but they do have Eldar on their 6. Turn to engage. Lots of dagger for the face of the Warlock, who fleets away. As you would. Hans going for double shuriken. Where's the first one? Coming out of base. Meanwhile, west side is turning Orky red. Maybe a bash over here, perhaps. We do have double shooters with big shooters. Slugger's going for a decap on that wreck point. These guys going for the other wreck point. Splitting up and capping is usually the way to do it. Warlock got shot to death. There's electric armor. Not sure what these Dire Avengers are doing. Getting very close to that grenade. Just ran into lots of electricity. Massive amounts of damage there. Shuriken also forced off. That's a decent grenade though. And a grenade on some retreating Dire Avengers. Almost whacked them out. That was a pretty frantic engagement. I guess the Orks won. They did lose a bunch of Orks. But Eldar had a worse time of it for sure. This Mekboy is doing some work up here. Where's the Warboss? There he is. Has no war gear, level 2. They're actually going to get the cap. They might even node it to be annoying over there. Decent retreat grenade taking out 3 of these Orks. Well played, Asmon. Going to get this VP back. Where's the oh, Hans. Hans has 3 shuriken cannons now. I wonder if that was a mistake. Left them on Overwatch or something. Heavy gauge Death Spinner is in play. What's going on over here? Oh, that's the Warlock down. And Mekboy, I assume, is back at base. Might see a controlled retreat here from Broodwich, although not something I'd associate with Orks. This Painboy needs to be very careful trying to get in amongst the Guardian Weapon team alongside the Warboss, and does so. We see the boss pole up now for this guy. Needs to run away though. Grenades are mostly dodged. The heavy gauge Death Spinner is doing its thing with the heavy gauge filament. Locking stuff down in a stun. Usually used on single entities, but you can mess up a squad's coherency with it. Uh oh, here comes some flanking Orks. Spotted it quickly though, did Asmon. Nicely played. Suppresses those guys. Basically, just completely shuts them down. And they have to run away. Even if they didn't quite turn in time, they were very bunched up. The Rangers might have been able to disrupt all of them to allow this thing time to turn. Here comes some more sluggers though. A beautiful grenade by Asmon. Gets them the hell out of there. Well played. Controls the west side for now. Not sure if it's worth going for the power, but here comes that Mekboy again. This electric armor doing a great job in this match so far. Often feels lackluster, even in a 3v3. But it really is doing some work. Usually leaves the Mekboy kind of exposed. But Paino Train's doing a good job timing those electric armor shenanigans to keep him in play. There's a whole bunch of Daka. These guys all are buffed by the boss pole. You see those yellow circles there. 462 to 385 as the players start thinking about their tier 2 units and going tier 2. Hans still in tier 1, having got triple Guardian Weapon teams and an Immolator and aspects for everything. Yes, that is a lot of power spent. Orks have taken back the west side pretty quickly because of the mech. All these mech ways. He's level 3 now, that guy. Warboss still hanging around. Shuriken controlling this side. Can they get around it? There's another one towards the center there, as you saw. Painboy going for a long flank. There it is. Makes it reface, and now shooters can bring the Daka. That energy shield there acting as perfect cover for the Dire Avengers, but you can shoot it down as it's been shut down there. Warboss can also just trample on it. Got in on the Guardian Weapon team there. A good brute force push by the Orks. But they do have some more suppression to deal with, and they deal with it. Well played, Broodwich. Warlock is here to disrupt him, but now he's going to eat some Daka if he's not careful. What am I hearing? Is that Oh, that's the levitation blade. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a psychic storm. She was floating. I thought she was using a gravity blade. 416 to 385. Tale of two sides of the map, I suppose. Eldar having some decent success on this west side, but east side, Eldar have been pushed back pretty hard. In fact, the Orks control this contested power completely. Here's a Falcon. Maybe some tank buses in response. In fact, Paino train already getting some up. The Mekboy himself inside the war truck, heading towards the west side. Eldar may be pushing through the mid, going for that VP. This is not a good place to be for this war truck. Falcon has some decent anti-Vic weaponry, whereas the war truck does not. Are you guys getting bright lances or anything? No. Uh-oh. Painboy, I don't think he's going to survive that. Or maybe. Sluggers piling out to try and save him, but they do not save him. Grenades going in there. Falcon is still in play. And Banshees chasing down the war truck. They don't have their Exarch, so no spear, but he still took it down with the help of the Falcon. 412 to 358. Somewhat sloppy usage of the war truck there to just kind of drive it around in front of the Falcon. Tried to get some use out of it by taking out those guarding weapon team fellas, but I don't think it was worth that little push there. Should have backed up, waiting for some support. These guys are very inefficiently trying to bash power. They've been persuaded to leave though. Stick bombs up, and we got some Wraith Guard from the Farseer. Those powerful Wraith cannons will make short work of the war truck, short work of pretty much everything really, if they can avoid being tied up in melee combat. Farseer trying to tie up those shooter boys, but they run away. Tank busters with a barrage. That would be very, very painful for the Falcon if it hits, and it does hit pretty effectively too. War truck needs to stop chasing though. Tank busters are not inside it. Mekboy getting some left hooks in, tying up these guarded weapon team fellas. There's that electric armor again. It's doing a hell of a lot of work. Wraith Guard trying to hit the war truck. They do struggle to hit moving targets since their weapons have a wind-up time. You can counteract that by, of course, targeting ground to try and predict where your target's going to be. But in the heat of battle, it's not always super viable to do. Here's an Autarch jumping around, buffing stuff. She was called in from the Global Bar of Ben 1993. It's a whole bunch of Dakar. Orks doing a good job getting in and around these Eldar lines, really messing with the cohesion. Pushing up though the Eldar here, and with the Wraith Guard, generators do not last long. 412 to 339. Have they leveled yet? No, almost leveled. They've done some work. Nob squad on the way, and tier 3 for AK and Broodwich. Aside from the war trucks, they've kind of skipped tier 2 here. Do they have Nob leaders for the sluggers at least? They do. Another revive was that for the mech, I think. Level 4. Can the Eldar stop the Nobs? They have the tools to do it. Everyone has the tools to do it. Wraith Guard can suppress. They've got guarded weapon teams. The Farseer can do some control. The Warlock can disrupt as well. We have the Spirit Stones here. The Psychic Storm would be a great tool to use against them. It does suppress. Wait for their frenzy to run out, then you can hit it. War truck taken out here. And here is the first Nob squad. No upgrades whatsoever. We don't often see them in battle without any upgrades. Usually they have one purchased before they get to the front lines, but they were shut down pretty hard there. A little bit isolated with no upgrades, and just didn't want to tangle. Didn't want to play this time. Eldar now pushing through the mid. This is a big old heal there from the Spirit Stones. Spiritual Rites. Here comes the Doombringer. That's there to debuff those Nobs, I suppose, the next time they're seen. Increasing the damage they take, which is obviously very useful, taking down a high value target. Loot the tank on the way though. Tuck drop in. Those stunning plasma grenades. Makes quite an entrance. There's that Psychic Storm again. I would have saved that thing for when seeing a Nobs again. Because now it's on cooldown. Nob squad could be in your face. And now they have their Nob leader. Don't have Mina and Greener yet. So they can't actually stop the suppression right now. There's a washout. Grenades. All of it's kicking off. That is a beautiful couple of grenades there. I think from Hans. I believe so. Excellent play. Suppressed them with the washout. Chucked a couple of grenades in. Down goes that war truck too. Eldar looking fierce. But the Nob squad is still here. Doom is on them. Increasing the damage they take by I think 30%. For a decent duration as well, as you can see. But they're still going. They are still going. Haven't dropped a model yet. Getting stunned by something. Not sure what that was. Oh, it's the heavy gauge filament, is it? Maybe? Where is the Warp Spider? He's in there. Must have been him. Wraith Guard. Do they escape? One swing or headbutt or something. No, they do get away. Nob squad kept on charging through all of that and did not drop a model. And that was without frenzy. Good grief. Poor Eldar. Didn't really have Guardian weapon teams in place, I don't think. These guys have a Bright Lance. They might want to get some more out. Just to layer that suppression and frustrate those Nobs. Another looted tank, this time from AK. And we got some flash kits for Paino Train. Also, some Seer Council can do a hell of a lot of work to a Nob squad with some support. Good disruption and all that power melee damage. I mean, you don't want to send them in 1v1. But they can add up. Be a force multiplier for you. Tier 3 for Asmondeus. So maybe we'll see some Seer Council. And some more Wraith Guard, this time from Ben. So we do have this tech discrepancy here. So if the Orks can push their advantage in tech with some tier 3 vehicles and stuff, there's this looted tank doing some work. 412 to 134. Eldar though with a big VP lead. But can they hold it? Someone just went down. Was that the Warp Spider? It was. What killed him? Oh, he just got daggered to death, I think. By those shooter boys. Here's some Warp Spiders. These guys do have those incredibly effective haywire grenades. Damage, speed debuff, and disables weaponry. Big old rocks now. Everything dodges it. Oh, wait. Was that a retreating Painboy that died? I think it was a retreating Orc of some kind. Didn't quite catch what it was. There's another Orks onto the webway. Takes it out in one big old rock there. But everything did escape inside of it. And luckily for them, there is another webway on the map to exit from. Well, that would have been a bad time. Here's the Nob squad. They do now have Frenzy. No hammers though. But they caught the Warlock. And they gruesome death. Well, he's not dead. He's knocked out really hard. So is the Mekboy now, level 6. Tier 3 for Asmondeus. Haven't seen anything come out yet. Orcs taking the natural. Power Core Warboss. And Eviyama. He is ready to rumble. Revive incoming, says Asmon. Not sure. Oh, they're going after the Warlock over it. They can revive with Spirit Stones. But it won't give XP and only revive the Warlock with very little hit points too. Are you going to revive Asmondeus or are you lying to me? Range of disruption, that's another way to deal with the Orcs, to help deal with the Orcs. Typically you can't stop Orcs with just one other unit unless you have Lightning Claw Terminators or perhaps Gene Stealers. But they'd need support to do that, I think. They at least need melee synapse. Uh-oh. Ork in trouble. Saved by Banshees. Some friendly fire there from the Wraith Guard, which can cause problems for Banshees trying to get in on stuff. Farseer is running around like a mad woman. Level 5. Lots of Daka though for the Dire Avengers. Just can't stay in the fight quite long enough to establish a front over here, the Eldar. Often their problem in a faction war, but the Eldar have done incredibly well this year in the casted faction wars, that's for sure. Taken out Tyranids twice, if I remember correctly, and there were some other good results. 369 to 90, double cap for the Eldar. They're doing the VP game pretty well, that's for sure. Here's some Seer Council. Power melee squad that can leap into combat and passively support nearby allies with a ranged damage resistance, which also affects themselves with that blue glow. These guys can fight for sure. Chopping up, look how quickly they just decimate the health of the Kommando Nob there and take him down. Single cap for the Eldar now. Really running out of VPs are the Orks. They've got 300 to make up. There's a big old boom shot. Easily dodged. Alright, Banshees, you can stop dodging it now. They went all the way back to the webway. What are they up to? Coming over to the west side, I suppose. There's the 1-to-1. Shooter boys going for it. Big old heal for the Seer Council. Takes them right back into the fight. Can they get the cap? Farseer is trying to. Maybe throw out the Psychic Storm. Nope, she wants to concentrate on capping. Seer Council eating a hell of a lot of Daka there. Flash gets her up. Notice that they don't have their blasters, preferring the piercing DPS. I believe they have like 30 or 40 piercing DPS per model, which is pretty crazy. Grenades for the Nobs. There's Frenzy though. Frenzy breaks suppression, which is why the Psychic Storm is not suppressing them over there. Should have waited for them to use it. It only lasts 8 seconds, see. Now the Frenzy's gone. They were also supported by the super tough beam though. And with that, Nobs are pretty scary, as you might expect. Doom on these sluggers. Farseer leaves. Did get the cap though. There's the 2-to-1 briefly. Warboss doing some decapping, level 5. Now he's got his angry bits, he's angry. Sluggers going for a decap, but they get caught, messed up by the heavy gauge, and then lots of pew pew from the Eldar. And there's little laser shuriken things that they shoot at you. Level 2 Nob squad. Battle wagon on the way now for AK. Did have a looter tank at one point, but it got taken out. Here's a D-cannon for Hans, the first one we've seen. Might help them mess up this west side. Warlock goes for a decap. Cloak of Shadows keeping him up with the infiltration and also a distortion field, I think, thrown on him there, but down he goes. Nob squad caught you in retreat. Now these guys are level 3. Got the decap though, might have been worth it. And they're also decapping the west side here, the Eldar. Yeah, they need to concentrate over here. Obviously, it could invite the Orks through the mid. But Ben can try and look after this. And also the Warp Spider could get some decapping done. Down goes the looted tank. Nicely done by Ben. Wraithguard not wanting to risk staying in play with a Nob squad chasing them down. What is this? Is that a singularity? It is. Shooter boys level 4, so they survived it. Nob squad are a constant menace though. And here's a mech trying to get a decap. Level 8 this guy. He's done fantastically well. Now has the battery pack late game. Support those Nobs with the heal now and this awesome super tough beam. Just some crazy buffs for this. It is a very expensive war gear though. But those buffs are pretty nasty. Immune to knockback and suppression, as well as the damage resistance. Just like, what do you do? Just run from the Nobs at that point. 357 to 27. There's a single cap now for the Orks. They are cutting this close, but the VP comeback is on. Some more flash gets here now for Paino. Here's a fire prism and another one on the way for Ben. That'll help disrupt the Nob squad. Took their time to get into tier 3 and get established, but now they have Avatar, double fire prisms with one on the way, and a Seer Council. Here's the one that's out. Eldar will retake their natural. Can they get straight onto the Orcs natural? Nob squad are there, so maybe not. Might want to double up on the west side, fellas. I'll hold bottom, says Ben. By bottom, I think Ben means the natural VP. Usually when people say bottom, they mean the west side, which is confusing. Just say west. Avatar being infiltrated by the hollow fields. 294 to 27. Orcs still with the 2-1. Here comes a fire prism though, and there is an avatar. Not sure if they've seen the avatar yet. Now they've seen it. Sticks thrown in. Who's going to try and get a cap here? There's a warp throw, pulling all those flash kits into trouble, but a Nob squad is on the prowl. Avatar not taking a lot of damage so far, could get in amongst those Nobs. There's a battery pack heal. We also have a beamy death gun to try and hunt down those fire prisms. Avatar, I think, going after the battle wagon. Yep, big old rear armor hit there. Wraith Guard trying to cap. They are pretty tough, but when you're fighting a Nob squad, it's not going to matter for too long. They have their U-jammers now. Wrath of Cain. Knockback and suppression with some damage. Nob squad pop their frenzy. They're level 4 now. 276 to 24. Chooses to go after the battle wagon. Nob squad being suppressed by the psychic storm. Farseer trying to fight them. Heals herself and puts the doom on them. Just lived long enough to put the doom. Avatar mistargets his wailing doom there. It's unfortunate. Super tough beam on them in a way. They wouldn't have been knocked over, I assume. 1-1 cap. Only 10 VPs remaining for the Orcs. Avatar needs to try and get away here. Battle wagon messing with his pathing. Nob squad on the warpath, chasing him down. Fire prism could help with some disruption, maybe. There's the Wrath of Cain. Will it save the Avatar? Didn't really knock them back very far. They kind of flew into this wall. And the Avatar does fall. Avatar does fall. And there's a 2-1 for the Orcs. And maybe a triple here. Maybe a triple. Rocks on the fire prism. I always say it's worth dropping a nuke if you can take out a tier 3 vehicle. Couldn't quite get the fire prism that time though. More Seer Council this time from HansMoleman. Asmondeus does have tons of red for a nuke, and so does Ben. There's another fire prism on the way. And both the originals are still up. This one a little bit worse for wear, but Eldar will take back their natural. What do they do now? It's like a work out where the Nob squad is and push the other area. We do have 2 of them now though. Broodwich has one. And Paino, of course, has that level 4 Nob squad. Warboss, very bravely trying to take this VP back all by himself, is asked to leave by the Eldar and dies, maybe? Yes, dies. Here's some sneaky commandos. These guys can cap faster than normal. And lots of good versatility, can disrupt. Damage over time, they've got an anti-vehicle weapon, they've got some Daka. Commando's level 4, it's got his Orky shotgun. Some repairs for the battle wagon. What are the Eldar going to do? Push the west side, I suppose. Try and hit some good nukes, maybe. I got Storm, says Asmon. We got to kill the BB. I think by BB they mean battle wagon, BW over here. So they've got some stuff hanging out, but the commandos are being sneaky. They have vision on this stuff. They could try and get a decap, although they take a hell of a lot of damage from the Wraith Guard doing that. Just keeping vision now. 170 to 10. Battle wagon does have units inside. It's taking some shots. They don't have the right lance anymore. Tons of Daka. Bad place to be, Rangers. Orcs are pushing. Not sitting on their 2-1. And those guys forced off. Not the Nobs though, of course. Nobs still chasing that Seer Council. Meanwhile, the mid Orcs are capping Eldar's natural. The cannon is going to back away. And they've got the triple hit. Another fire prism on the way for Ben. Another avatar is up for Asmon. No sign of those nukes yet. That's a singularity. Gonna pull in those commandos and takes them out. See a council retreating. This is Paino's Nob squad, so those guys level 4. Big chunks of health though, taken off by the double fire prism shot there. Frenzy is popped. Remember that costs 75 red every time it's used and only lasts 8 seconds or so. So you can play around it. We've got 2 Eldar heroes down on the west side. Orks looking pretty strong with a triple cap here. Eldar running out of time. These nukes could be vital. There's one. Wasted. I mean, it forced off a couple of shooter boys, but that was it. Asmondeus still has one. What are they going to use it on? Surely on this west side. See a councillor there. Avatar is there. Something needs to get on the decap though. And fast. They can't even get their natural back though. Big old zap gun shot. Ouch. No Eldritch Storm used by Asmondeus. There it is. That was the Eldritch Storm, I think, going in. I mean, even if Asmon took the west side, Orcs still were going to cap this again, I think. It's a Wraith Lord late game. Nob squad made the difference here. Eldar couldn't quite control them quickly enough because of the awesome support from the Mekboy with battery pack and super tough beam. That's really hard to deal with. Level 10 mech as well. I mean, see a council were out and they had fire prisms. Not enough shurikens, I think, coming out once the Nob squad hit the field. Couple of those could have helped control them a little bit. I mean, super tough beam would have stopped it. But as soon as you see that, you just back them off. Try and reset up. Much easier said than done. Let's look at these heroes end of the game. Level 8 Farseer. Level 6 Warlock. Level 5 Warp Spider Exarch. Gravitation. The Gravity Blade might have helped as well against the Nobs, of course. Kommando Nob was level 5. Level 10 Mech and a level 7 Warboss. The Eldar's fantastic run in these 2019 faction wars ended by the Greenskins. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to the players for taking part and to the Lord of the Faction Wars, Impregnable, for organising these things. And I'll see you next time.